Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bad Beast Barbecue. Hey, today we're going to be cooking on the brand new RT-1070 from Recteq, okay? If you guys saw my previous video where we did a reveal on this and we cooked some wings on this, then you know that this thing here is a brand new smoker grill from Recteq that can either sit on a cart or it can sit in an outdoor kitchen space, okay? So it's got, like I said, 1,070 square inches of cooking space. It's a top rack and a lower rack. I'll put an iCard up here so you guys can check out our initial reveal, okay? But we're going to be cooking on this again today, okay? What we're going to be cooking is we're going to be cooking a 9¼ pound bone-in pork picnic, all right? We're going to be injecting it. We're going to be hitting it with some rub, and we're going to be throwing it in the smoke with some Ultimate Blend Recteq pellets, okay? So no further talking. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy prepped up. All right, guys, so here's our 9¼ pound bone-in pork picnic, and we're going to inject it, and we're going to be injecting it with some of this Carolian Q Eastern North Carolina vinegar sauce, okay? Now, this has some bits of seasoning and onion and other things in it, so I'm going to strain this to make it easier to inject, get some of those larger pieces out of this so it won't clog up the injector. Okay, hopefully that works. All right, we'll remove this, and hopefully we got straight vinegar sauce, all right, so we're going to try to use one of these Tony's regular injectors, and if it doesn't work, then we'll use this beast injector. All right, so let's go ahead and try to get this injected. Oh, that's going to work beautifully. And I'm going to try to inject like every 1 to 2 inches, because it seems like the injection will find a way to come out. All right, now that we got it all injected, let's go ahead and get some seasoning on it. All right, guys, so we've already injected our pork butt in. For our binder, we're going to pour a little bit more of this uh, Carolina Q vinegar sauce on top of it to add another layer of flavor and to help the rub stick. All right, so, and the rub that we're going to be using is the Screaming Pig, Ron's Screaming Pig rub from Recteq. This is a really good rub. It's got high sugar content on it though, so should be real good for pork. But it does have some habanero in it, some cayenne pepper in it, some smoked paprika, and some other flavors. All right, so forgive my mess, and I am not going to season underneath it because underneath it is all fat, and I'm gonna leave that fat cap on to protect the pork picnic. All right, guys, so we're finished seasoning our pork butt. I keep calling it a pork butt, but it's a pork picnic. So we finished seasoning our pork picnic, so we're gonna go ahead and put this in the Recteq now. It's set at 250 degrees, and we're gonna let it go. So this is probably gonna cook for 6 to 8 hours. We'll stick a probe in it later on once it's been on here for about an hour or two so we can monitor the internal temperature. So let's go ahead and get it on the Recteq. All right, we got some nice smoke rolling here. It's nice and clean. We're gonna slide our rack right on the bottom rack. Keep it right in the middle, and we remove the top rack because we're not cooking an excessive amount of food today, okay? So, but as you can see, I probably could have put three pork picnics down here easily. So the 1070 has a lot of internal cooking space, all right? So let's go ahead and close her up, and we'll come back and stick a probe in her later. All right, guys, so our pork picnic has reached an internal temperature of 160 degrees. Looking pretty good. See if we can get it out without me burning myself all up. Okay. Take the probe out. Now you want to put this in the pan, like so. All right. And we're going to cover it with some foil and let it go to about 210 degrees internal temperature. I'm going to leave the top kind of loose so that I won't disturb too much of my bark. And I'm not adding any additional liquid to it. I'm just going to capture, if any, what liquid comes out of the pork picnic. All right. Let's get our rack out of here. Put our probe back in. Oh, that must be a bone. There we go. All right, we'll get her back on the smoker, and we'll wait till it reaches 210 degrees internal. All right, guys, so our pork picnic has been on the Recteq 1070 approximately 8 hours, almost to the exact. And we're at 209 degrees internal temperature. So we're gonna go ahead and get it off now, get it in a thermos, let it rest for about an hour or so before we pull it, okay? We'll have to finish this video inside because as you can see, it's starting to get dark. All right, so smells pretty good though. All right. Now here's the trick to see if it'll fit in this thermos, this pan here. If I get my fingers out the way, there it goes. So we got it in the thermos. We're gonna let it sit here and rest, like I said, for an hour, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we pull it inside later on. So hang around. All right, guys. So our pork picnic has been sitting in the cooler in that pan for about an hour and a half. So we'll go ahead and get it in this pan here. We're gonna get it pulled. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you closer. All right. So here's our pan. And hopefully I won't make a mess of everything doing it like this. Just take off my foil. There's a lot of juice in this pan, so I don't want it to waste all over the bar. Oh, that looks fantastic. I love the juice down in the bottom here. All right, so let's go ahead and get this in the pan. There we go. Now that's a beautiful looking pork picnic. All right, let's see what we got. Now we took this up to 209. It's falling apart. Yeah, clean bone came out with no problem. That's fantastic. All right, get some of this fat off of here. Like such. This was the fat that was protecting the bottom and the shank of the pork picnic. So, and it's falling apart. So, all right, let me go ahead and use my claws. Every time I do a pork butt or a pork picnic, you guys are like, why you ain't got no claws? So I'm gonna go ahead and use some claws that I have and keep myself from burning my hands. So, it's shredding up really nice These are nice Wolverine claws here. I think it's by a company called Oven. So I will put the link in the description box if you guys want to check these out. Some pretty good claws there. So you don't really need claws if you don't want to spend money on claws. You can always use 2 forks and stuff, but I do find that the claws help you to shred up your pork butt or your pork shoulder or your pork picnic or whatever a little bit better and prevent you from burning up your hands. So get some of this fat out of here. I missed. And here's another bone, another piece of bone. So, all right. All right, so I'm gonna finish shredding this up and then we'll come back for a taste test and I'll give you my final opinion. All right, guys, so you can see we got it nice and shredded up. So we're gonna go ahead and re-season it. So we're gonna put a little bit more of that vinegar-based sauce that we injected it with on the pulled pork. We'll give it a little twang. All right. Let's give it a little bit more so we can get a lot of twang. All right. And we are going to also season it with some more of this Ron's Screaming Pig rub, okay? All right. So you see the final results? Let's go ahead and have a taste test. All right, guys. So the pulled pork came out fantastic from the pork picnic. So let's go ahead and have a taste test. I can smell the vinegar from the Eastern North Carolina vinegar sauce from Carolian Q. Smells fantastic. And you can see the smoke going on a lot of this here too. So the Recteq 1070 did a good job with the smoke. All right, here we go. Man, this came out great. I love the twang or the tang that the vinegar sauce gives the pork. Matter of fact, I might add a little bit more to get a little bit more of that little from the vinegar sauce. And plus, I need to add a little bit more of the Ron's Screaming Pig rub. But it tastes fantastic. It did a fantastic job. So what we're going to do with all this pulled pork, I'm probably going to split it in two and do another video later on this week and do some pork fried rice on the Recteq bullseye with the Matador wok pan. So be looking out for that one too. So, well, that's all we have time for. Hey, if you guys are interested in the Recteq 1070 or any Recteq grill, check out recteq.com. Fantastic grills, fantastic customer service. The RT-1070, the new grill they just came out with, will go in a outdoor kitchen, as well as you can purchase a cart, and it can be standalone where you can move it around your patio. But somebody did ask me, did I like the 700 or the 1070 better than the 700? I can't give you a definitive answer on that just yet. I do know I love the small footprint of the 1070 with the amount of space it has in it to cook. But just like any new toy or any new gadget that you get, you tend to play around with that a little bit more than your older toys. Okay, so but I will give a definitive answer probably in the next couple of weeks because we're going to be cooking with the 1070, and I may even do a 1070 versus 700 video in the near future. Okay. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. Hey, if you guys are interested in some Bad Beast Barbecue merchandise, check out www.badbeastbarbecue.com, okay? And that's it. So, hey, like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. If it's fire, then damn it, there just might be a barbecue there. Hey, as always, hey, we'll see you guys around the smoker.